once again to Felixstowe Matters. Now, it's not often that we beat Look East. Now, on Thursday last, you saw Look East at 7 o'clock, and who did you see? You saw the interview with the wonderful man who carried the torch for Ipswich. And we, of course, had an interview with him the week before, and you can look on our video archives and see his whole life. But today we're very special because we've got him with us. Welcome, Derrick. It's lovely to have you with us again.
Good morning, Derrick.
And you've brought your lovely granddaughter with you as well, Natasha. It's lovely to have you with us. Now, tell me, you've run that wonderful event and you carried it for 300 yards. What was your overall reaction to it?
It was an awesome occasion for me. It even brought a few tears to my eyes.
I bet it did.
Because when I left the coach and I saw my family there, and all the friends there, I really got all welled up inside, But after that, I settled down. My Toastmaster experience came out, and I pulled myself together, and I said, well, Derrick, this is your day. Do it,
Because you're a professional Toastmaster as well, aren't you?
I am.
We will talk about that a bit later.
Yeah.
But you've actually brought the torch with you.
Yes.
Now, I'm fascinated with this because, can we just hold this up here? I'd hold it up to the... Now, this is the torch. Now, people don't realise that this torch has got a lot of features about it.
Yes.
And I'm hoping you're going to tell us about some of them.
Well, I know about it. It has 8,000 segments in it.
These little holes?
These little holes, yes.
8,000
of them. It represents each torch bearer.
So each hole represents
a torch bearer. So there are 8,000 torch bearers was taking part in the whole event around the country.
That's interesting. Yeah. But the flame doesn't actually... Now, it's a bit difficult. You see people do it, and they see them fiddling here. Now, I'm looking here, and there looks a little hole there. What does that hole do?
I think there's a canister that goes into here, and that little hole there is where you open the gas.
Oh, I see.
So that the flame would light the flame.
So, in effect, it's a little like a propane gas cylinder which goes in the bottom here. So the flame comes out, and then they remove that. Oh, I see. Isn't that clever?
Very clever stuff. In fact, this torch was... checked by BMW, I think, for wind tunnel.
BMW,
yes.
BMW.
The motor
oh, I see, yes.
In a wind tunnel to make sure that the flame wouldn't go out and the rain wouldn't touch, so those sort of things. So it's well manufactured, well designed and well manufactured. It's an absolutely beautiful piece of equipment.
And of course, this is your property now,
This is my property. I had the pleasure of purchasing it because I want to use it into schools, to sort of motivate the kids.
Well, this is the next stage you're going to take it to. But coming back to the torch itself, I think it cost you £150.
£199.
£199. But they're selling on eBay for £5,000 upwards, apparently.
Well, no, I have no intention of selling this.
But tell me something about what you're planning to do with that torch.
Well, I'm hoping to take the torch around into schools to sort of inspire and motivate the kids and tell them, the opportunity is there for them to do many things, volunteer work, which I've got involved with.
Yes.
And it's a great idea for doing things like that.
Yes.
Because I think today the kids need to be motivated and inspired.
Yes.
When I came to this country, I never thought I'd have the opportunity of doing something like this.
No.
And because I do volunteer work, my name has been put forward.
Yes.
And I was chosen to be a torch bearer,
and
which, is an inspiring opportunity for me.
Well, you must be somebody very special because I understand there's between 100 and 1,000 nominations for each torchbearer, and so to be selected, the selection committee must have... So tell me, why were you selected, or why do you think you were selected?
Well, as I said, I represent 3 charities.
Yes, now tell me about your charities.
Well, my main charity is a charity we started in England here 14 years ago. And
when you say we started,
well, I have about 30 of my old school friends who live here in England.
Oh, I see.
And one of them went back to Guyana, and she thought that the schools there didn't have the same opportunity that we had when we were in school.
Yes.
So she came back and mentioned it to us, to many of us, and we decided that we'd start this charity. And what we do, we send educational material, computers, chairs, tables, whatever, tools as well. We send back to a place. My place where I was born was called Mackenzie.
Yes.
But now it's been renamed as Linden.
Yes.
So the charity is called Linden Education Link UK.
I see.
Right.
So if anybody's got old computers or any schools have got equipment they're trying to dispose of.
We have 10 schools. We have already supplied 7 schools.
No, but I mean to get it from England.
Yes.
If any schools have got equipment they want to get.
Yeah, I mean, very fortunate. I got some stuff from the council.
Did you?
I got stuff from Orwell School in Acton, and
yeah.
a lot of local people have given me a lot of things. We haven't even had pianos.
Pianos?
Yes, as well.
Yes,
and keyboards and things like that, which we sent to the church and things like that.
That's
and
tremendous.
lots of books as well.
Yes.
But at the present moment, we have supplied 10 schools, which is up and running. We have
Yes.
another 3 to do. But what we want to do in the future, instead of, now we've done all the schools, we want to sort of sponsor the children who have done well in their examinations to go to university and support them in university, because the parents may not have the money to do that.
Yes.
So we want to do that in the future. So that's our future aim.
Yes.
So we have a company in Needham Market called CPW Computers, who are our patrons.
Oh, that's very
And
good.
when we get the computers, and also they get computers for us, they also get all the software, remove all the hard disks. They refurbish the computers, then we ship it. And we have another company that have been very helpful to me by storing the COVID. Storage is a big problem.
Well, it would be, yes.
And Excel Windows, which is a double glazing company on Hadley Trading Estate, they store computers for us as well.
Really? Well,
so all these people have helped us in achieving our aim.
So you've done a lot in Ipswich.
Oh, we've done a lot in Ipswich, yes, tremendous lot in Ipswich, yes.
And that's that first charity. Now, what about the other?
Then I have a charity called it's a nursing association of Guyanese nurses.
Yes.
Because people born in Guyana are called Guyanese.
Guyanese, I see.
So,
yes.
And it's a nursing association. They deal in sickle cell. Sickle cell.
What is sickle
cell? Sickle cell is a disease that young children suffer from a lot. It's a blood disease, and they supply medical equipment back to Guyana to help in treating this. In fact, quite a few children here in England suffer from sickle cell. Really? Yes, in Ipswich and in London.
What are the symptoms of it? I mean, I'm very ignorant about these things.
I think that basically it's a blood disease, disease, and the children do not develop.
Oh, I see.
In their early days, even some elderly people still suffer from it as well. Yeah, really? I don't think much is known about it here, but I think doctors are now coming to grips with it, because I think it affects more Afro-Asian Caribbean people.
Yes, isn't that interesting? So that's the second charity. That's very worthwhile. And the third charity
is in Lewisham. There is a home for homeless women.
Yes.
Who have been put out or abused. And a lady by the name of Mrs. Sybil Phoenix, she's the chairman of that organization. Yes. So I help in that as well. I do take jobs for her at the Tea Party at House of Lords to raise funds. Goldsmiths Hall in the City of London, Lewisham Town Hall and places like that. Yes. I do little functions for her as a Toastmaster and so on. Oh. So
you use your Toastmastering facilities.
Yes, we use our Toastmaster facilities.
Yes. But I'm still coming back to the actual torch bearing. Yeah. When we look on television, we read about it. It goes from one town, then you see the line going through to the next town. Yeah. Does that mean that somebody's actually running with the torch all that distance? No.
The last major town, the torch is then transported, the flame is then transported in a little canister.
Oh, those looks like a miner's lamp.
To the next town.
Oh, I see. So in effect, between the towns, they're cheating. They go by car.
It goes by a coach trip.
That's a coach trip. Oh, I see.
That's a coach
so
trip.
they're only actually running within the town itself.
Yeah.
So with Ipswich, when it came onto here to Felixstowe, it came by car.
It came by the actual flame came by a coach.
Yes.
And then the lantern, the burner, the flags, they then light me. That was the first one to be lit at the Wickham Market.
Yes.
To come through Ipswich and Milton and Upford Park and places like that. Yeah.
Yes. Because after the actual run, you have a lot of celebrations, I think.
Yes.
And tell me something about the celebrations you
have. There's a big celebration in Christchurch Park.
Yes.
And
what did that consist of?
Consisted of music, dancing, and other things took place there. A lot of interviews had been taking place there as well.
Yes.
And then I had, at 6 o'clock I went in there, or 7 o'clock I went in there to do a program for BBC Suffolk.
Oh, this is the one we saw. As I was saying
At
earlier, 7
yes,
o'clock.
yeah,
I think everyone saw
Saw
that.
that, yes, yeah.
It wasn't as good as our interview that we did with them, of course. But no, so that was tremendous.
That was surprising. I didn't expect to do that, but that came a very big surprise.
Very good.
Yeah.
But tell me, you weren't given a ticket for this celebration.
No.
Tell us about that.
I was surprised. I thought all the torchbearers in Ipswich would have had a ticket to enter the concert that they had there, but that wasn't done.
It wasn't.
And I had a phone call about an hour before.
Yes.
Can you go to Christchurch Park and be on the air for 6 o'clock?
Oh,
so I said, well, I haven't got a ticket to enter. So I said, oh, we'll organise that. And
this is radio stuff. Oh, that's very good.
So I went in there and I was met at the gate and they said, yes, go right through. And that's how that all came about.
But I'm sure if you'd have gone along with your nice suit...
Well, I can imagine a lot of all the torchbearers who were there just got in free anyway.
Yes, they would have just walked in
because of course the tickets were free anyway.
Oh, well,
there were about 10,000
yes.
tickets being issued. So
now tell us something about this wonderful outfit. Because
well, it's a very lightweight outfit and very well designed. It carries the 2012 motto on here, the rings. And on my left side here, I had a number 81. I don't know exactly what the significance about that number 81.
Did they not leave you that?
Well, yes, but they blew off in the wind.
Blew off in the wind.
A lot of us lost our number, actually.
I was just stuck on.
Just stuck on, yes, that's the number.
And how did they get the right size?
Well, when I got my email that I was chosen to be a torchbearer, we had to fill in a form saying your inside leg, your chest measurements and so on. I was very much surprised that when my uniform came, it fitted in all departments.
And tell me, did you have to buy that?
No, that's one thing we got free.
Oh, you got that
that's free, yes.
And did they provide the shoes?
No, that's you had to provide your own shoes for that. You can't expect everything.
They directed you what to get?
Yes, they directed you.
Yes, it had to be white.
Yes, or something that blends in with your own uniform, yes.
So what's your overall impression of the whole thing?
It was very well done. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think everybody in Suffolk who was there, really, the people gave us a great welcome, right to the thing, but 175,000 people to Suffolk. Yes. So it was something that really brought people out. They really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's a wonderful.
I don't think we'll see this again here for many years.
I don't think.
So I was so pleased to see so many people there and that they enjoyed. I was able to take lots of pictures. I guess I took about over 500 different pictures with kids, people, parents with their babies. So I allow everybody to hold the torch because, this is something that
is lovely. And of course it's going to go to the different schools now.
I try my best as much as I can do.
Wonderful. Well, you're very much to be congratulated.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for bringing lovely Natasha along with you today. Now tell me, Natasha, did you run with your grandfather?
Yeah, we tried to. We were trying to keep up with him when he was running.
So try to keep up with him. It was going too fast for you.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of crowd, so we were trying to get through, but tried to take as many pictures as we could.
So you've taken pictures as well?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll have to get all of these together because that'll be one of the things you'll be taking to the school with you, won't you?
Yes.
So how many of you actually ran with
It's just
Derrick?
like my mum and my auntie.
Oh, your mother and auntie did too?
Trying to catch up.
And what about your brother?
I think he was working at the time, so he couldn't come along.
Because everyone in Felixstowe here knows your brother because he's at the Carphone warehouse opposite Tesco's where he's a great figure of help and everybody loves his Nick, isn't he?
Nick, yes.
Nick, that's right. I know Nick well. He's helped me so many times for mobiles and phones and problems. So, but now what are you doing? You were born in Ipswich, I think. You've lived all your life in Ipswich. But have you been to abroad? Or?
Yeah, I've been to Barbados, I've been to Spain, going to be travelling next year as well.
I see, you're taking a gap year, I think, aren't you?
University.
Well, that's a wonderful idea, because if you travel in your gap year, once you get back, you'll have rent to pay and bills to pay and debts to repay, and so enjoy your coming year. So what are your actual plans for this gap year?
We're going to be working on a farm in Spain.
Working on a farm? How did you get involved with a farm in Spain?
It's we've signed up for a volunteer website.
Oh, I see. So you're volunteer. Oh, you're like your grandfather. You're helping. That's good. And what do they do on this farm?
It's just a fig farm, really. It's just helping out.
A fig farm?
Yeah, just helping the family out,
Yes.
and then I'm going to be going to Switzerland to work in a ski chalet.
A ski chalet? That's voluntary work again?
That one's actually a paid job.
That's a paid job. So you're very practical. You're getting a bit of cash in hand as well.
Yeah.
Yes. And how long are you staying there?
In Switzerland it's going to be 5 months, but hopefully if we can get around, going to be travelling for a year.
Jolly good. Well, this shows great initiative. And then, of course, you're coming back to university.
Yeah. And
which one are you... have you been accepted for it?
Yeah, hopefully going to South Bank University.
Oh, so you've been in the heart of London, which will be great fun, won't it? And have you got friends? Are you doing this trip with friends? Or
what, the gap year?
Yeah, the gap year.
Yeah, my friends
How many of you are going?
Just another friend, one friend.
Just two of you? Yeah. Gosh, that's fun, isn't it? And I think you're going to learn so much, but when you go, please keep a diary.
Yeah.
Take a camcorder with you, take pictures of it, and when you come back, we'll expect you to have a lovely sort of record of it so we can show it on Felixstowe TV, because it's all links up, of course, with the torch, so it's amazing. And tell me about your schooling. Where did you go to school?
I went to Suffolk 1, sixth form. Yeah, to study film and media and graphics.
So you're going in for... This is what appeals to you?
Yeah.
And so what are your hobbies?
Mainly cinema, finding out about old films and...
Oh, I see.
So
this is what you want to make a career of, in effect. And it's the branch you're interested in is really the editing side.
Yeah.
Because, of course, this is the most important bit now. I mean, in the old days, it was always on film, and now it's gone digital. The editing is what makes all the difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because do you know anything about the cartoons? Have you done anything in cartoons?
Not really. We mainly research foreign films and stuff at college. Yeah.
That's very good. But we're hoping you're going to come and help at Felixstowe.
Yeah.
Be a volunteer for Felixstowe TV. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of you, Natasha.
Yeah.
And but we're coming back now. How often do you see your grandfather?
Every so often. He's too busy to stick around.
Oh, in his retirement. Because, of course, although you still look a young man...
Oh, thank you very much indeed. You'll get very far. You're a Christmas present, actually.
May I ask how old you are?
I'm 76 in October.
76? When you don't look it at all. It's amazing. So you're retired now?
Well, yes, more semi-retired, I would say.
Semi-retired, but you're so busy you hardly see your granddaughter. Yeah. But tell me, what are your retirement plans? You're going around the schools, you're helping with the charities.
Yeah.
What else have you got in mind?
Well, I'm hoping if I can get a sponsor,
yes.
I would like to take the torch to the Caribbean.
What a lovely idea.
I always admire Alan Wicker.
Oh, yes.
And I think I'd like to do a program like that concerning the Caribbean, because we don't get much news about the Caribbean.
You don't at all.
You don't at all. And I think I really like to, because it's a lovely place, and lots of people. When you think we have been a British colony for many years.
Well, that's right.
But we don't get much information about it.
No.
So I would like to use the torch as a way of taking it into the schools, because I don't think...
So into the
schools in the Caribbean as well.
Yes.
If I can get a sponsor to do that,
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. People will.
Because the kids there will never see an Olympic torch.
They won't, no.
You know, and they're not the kids, even many older people will have never seen. And the chances of having Olympic in the Caribbean is not possible, I think, because the place is so small.
Yes.
But I really like to put the islands on the map. We still have British colonies there.
People don't realise
that. You have Anguilla is still under British rule. British Virgin Islands is still under British rule.
Incredible.
You know, and you don't hear about these places.
When did the Queen last go to the...
I can't remember. I think she was in Jamaica sometime about 2 years ago.
Yes.
Well, she has been down there. Yes.
And what are the feelings about the royal family?
Oh, it's always great. You know, we have. Yes. You know, we speak. English is our only language, really.
That's right. I hadn't realised that.
Yes, right. And I can remember on May Day celebration in my school day. We had to sing the Queen, and we had to sing all the various anthems and so on. Rule Britannia, Britannia rule the way, and things like that.
That's
you know,
yes.
so it's great. And still have the British feelings that the Constitution is built on the British background.
Yes.
But there are lots of people. The thing that I don't agree with, you only get the bad news.
Well, this is right. Yes,
you know, you only get the bad news. Because lots of good things happen in the Caribbean.
Of course there is. Yes.
And a lot of people, where I was born in Guyana, bauxite played a very important part in the war.
Now tell us about bauxite. Now bauxite is fascinating.
Bauxite is mined. It's an ore, just like iron ore.
Yes.
But it's red in color.
Oh yes.
But you have different types of bauxite. And my father was a geological surveyor.
Really.
And his job was to go and test the soil to see what type of bauxite it is. If it's what they need, then the excavators will come and clear the land. They'll dig it and ship it down to the kiln to be washed and cleaned and so on. But then bauxite is then turned into aluminium.
Ah, so this is why it's so important.
It was important.
How many sources of bauxite are there?
Well, you have bauxite in Trinidad, you have bauxite in Guyana, bauxite in Jamaica. Those are the main areas.
So it is the main areas.
But certain countries have a different quality of bauxite.
Oh, I see.
And the bauxite in Guyana was very good quality, so that was used quite a lot.
Yeah. What about the rest of the world, though? I mean, does China get its aluminium or bauxite?
Well, China is now mining for bauxite in Guyana.
No.
Yes, yes. There are people who are mining because, you know, the economy in China is exploding so much, so they need a lot of raw materials.
Yes.
So bauxite is very useful.
And they're actually mining
there, and China's
themselves.
mining there.
And what about the Indians from India? Because that's another booming
we had, in fact, after slavery came to the Caribbean, the Indians came in as indentured workers in the sugar plantation and so on.
Really?
So we have a mixed race in Guyana.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Isn't that interesting? So basically, this is where the future lies then, because aluminium is one of our main...
But not only that, Guyana also has timber, sugar, manganese, and they've just explored oil off the coast of Guyana as well.
So it's a source.
So it's a source there. Yes. But the thing is, our population is less than 750,000 people.
Really? But it's a British...
was a British colony, but it's now independent in 1966. But politics changed a lot of things, as you know, around the world. Politics ruins lots of people's lives and makes others dead.
It's a very important...
So I would like to take the torch there to put the islands on the map, and especially the kids in the schools.
Yes.
That is where I want to concentrate on, you know.
Well, I think you're doing a wonderful job.
Well, I try.
And especially as...
I was trying to give back something all the time,
Because give me an overall picture of your life generally. I know we covered it in the video, which I hope people will go now and go into our archives and be able to look at.
I've had a very interesting life.
Yes.
I have traveled, I've worked in many countries around the world because of my previous profession. You know, I worked in Holland.
Yes. What was your main profession?
I was I was a flight simulator specialist.
Yes.
Working in, we deal with pilot training, and I used to test the simulator before the pilots take it off to do their training.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then I was also a brain and body scanner specialist. Which a scanner was developed by EMI in the 70s.
Yes.
And so when every country who bought a scanner, we had to go there and install it, train the engineers and things like that. So that was my job, and that took me actually to being a flight simulator. First it took me to Singapore.
Yes.
Then I went to Holland.
Quite a while in Singapore.
I was 2.5 years in Singapore.
Yes.
And then I went to Holland, KLM. I worked on the 747 flight simulator.
Yes.
And after that, when I came back, I joined EMI Medical as a data peripheral engineer. And then I started on CT scanners when it was developed. So my job was to go to various countries where the scanner was installed and train the engineers if there's faults and various things like that. So it took me places like Sweden, Norway, Spain, Germany, Jordan, Pakistan, Iran, just before the Shah was overthrown, Turkey, and Nigeria.
Good.
So as I'm glad my granddaughter decided to do some travel, because that's a great way for education.
Well,
the stuff you learn by travelling, you don't get it in the book, you don't get it in school,
no.
and it really builds up your character.
Well,
you get to know people, the different nationalities, that's important. Working with different nationalities is very important. So you learn their customs, not only going on holiday and lying on the beach, but being involved with the local people really helps you quite a lot.
Yes, well, this all helps towards world peace, because
Exactly,
people know one another,
yeah.
and they go to each other's countries and spread the knowledge,
Spread
as
the
you've
knowledge,
been doing.
yes, you know.
This is where we don't get the wars, we get goodwill.
Exactly,
And this is why you're so much to be admired, and I think that with Natasha, she's following in your footsteps.
Well, I'm very pleased about that.
This is it. Now, from the point of view of the, how shall I say, the torch-bearing thing, how does it finalise? What is the end of this? Has it gone now? Has the flame been lit yet? Or?
No, well, it's still going around the country. I think it's Stevenage now.
Yes.
Then it works its way down into the Olympic when it starts on the 27th of July.
Yes.
That starts there, and that's...
So it's really still going
It's still going, it's still going around the country until the 27th, yes.
Oh,
it arrives in the main stadium on the 27th of July.
And is any record being kept of all these 8,000 people?
Well, I don't
know. How far down have we got? Have we 5,000, 6,000?
I don't. I guess we have covered quite a few thousand so far. Yes, because it started, Lansdowne started, so lots of people have touched it. And that's what it's all about.
Well, it is. And who actually organised it? Was there a committee?
I think the Olympic Committee organised with the local areas that the torch has passed through, and because we have 2012 Olympic Committee here, who's run by Mr. Alan, I think it's Alan, I can't remember his exact name.
Yes,
Alan.
but
He runs the local committee.
Is this done through the council? Or
I think it's done through the council, yes.
Well, it's a magnificent effort,
because
it pulls the whole country together.
Yes.
And it's sort of shown us the sort of work which people like you do, which wouldn't have been observed. And so everybody now has had the opportunity of seeing it, which is marvellous.
And a lot of it is done by volunteers.
Well,
if it wasn't for volunteers, I don't think it would have been so successful, actually.
Well, this is right.
A lot of volunteers have taken place. And I have the pleasure of being involved in the opening ceremony of the Para Games in August.
Oh, have you? Now, what are you doing with that?
That is something else. I can't say much about that because everything is top secret at the moment. But there's a lot of movements, dancing, and all sort of thing, to music, and so I'm looking forward to that. I've already had 2 training sessions in London.
So it means if you're having training sessions, that means there's something to say, move. What are we going to look for?
I have 2 training sessions already, so I really enjoy that. And here again, I've met a lot of people. I've met people coming all the way from Scotland.
Really?
Yes, Newcastle,
What, coming down to the
training session. Take part in the
And that takes place, the opening ceremony day
That's on the 28th of August.
28th of August. That's the opening ceremony.
For the Para Games.
The Para Games.
And
that's what you're doing
that's what I'm doing my own.
And will all 8,000 be there, do you think?
No.
It's only a selected
bunch.
People who can do
probably move.
Well, I'm hoping we're going to show you your other part, which we'll have to do another talk about, your Toastmastering. You're so interesting. We haven't had time to get round everything, but we've got us here the poster about it, and so we'll be showing that at the end of the video. And I hope you've all enjoyed this as much as I have. It's a great joy to have Natasha with us, the future, and she's travelling, and her grandfather.
The past.
And we can only say thank you very much for coming along. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll go into the archives and see the full interview with Derrick that we did a week or so ago. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.